Hello, Leo. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. Let's do your weekly reading for the week of May 14th through the 20th. Let's take a look and see what kind of energy is floating around for us. It's been a couple weeks. Let's check in and see where Leo sits. Complicated, interesting times. Most definitely something new in history. Let's take a look and see what's going on with Leo. We're going to start out with Leo sun reading. Here we go. First thing that shows up is King of Wands. King of Wands, that usually has to do with work. Eight of Swords. So here's what I'm seeing for Leo. Leo is definitely feeling as if things are overwhelming. We do have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords usually references not being able to see a solution or find a way out. We can get trapped in those kind of feelings when we feel as if the sky is falling, so to speak, or too many things are on our plate or things are feeling heavy. I'm also seeing the Ten of Cups, which is balance. So even though you're feeling as if things are kind of out of whack, indicated by the Eight of Swords, we do have the Ten of Cups, which is some balance. So you're striking a balance with some elements, keeping your boundaries strong. There's been some major life changes for Leo. You don't like things being upside down. We have the Death card here. That usually means like a total baptism or a renewal. We do have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups usually indicates someone is paying very close attention to where their circle's at. Keeping your circle small, the inner circle kind of thing. And I do see you rebuilding a foundation. So even though things are in a little bit of upheaval, we do have a foundation here, Nine of Coins, which is contracts, renewals, making decisions. I'm also seeing for Leo a short temper. Now, the big danger with that is that we lash out to people that we care about, right? However, this is riding that edge of appropriate behavior. You kind of almost feel like you're about to lose your shit. I do see the Three of Coins, which is trying to make things stretch or work, or to figure out creative ways to work within a solution. I'm also seeing some bad habits are coming up to play. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean your bad habits, but it may be an item or an element that's coming up for you where you're starting to pay attention to where you're feeling stuck, okay? Hi, Craig. I see you at the cabin. So I'm also seeing there's some health that's going on as far as, paying attention to what's going on with the Strength card, which has the Caduceus in it. And that talks to us about paying attention to health and healthy items. I do see that summertime is going to be significantly different for you as we're coming into this season. For some of you, this might be an indication that you want to go back to school with the Hierophant that's in play right here. I would encourage Leo to pay attention to opportunities and crossroads and the decisions that are being made as you're moving forward. The Fool card has to do with crossroads. So you have the Fool card and the Death card. So whether we like it or not, there we are. So we're definitely seeing some major changes in our life. With the Five of Swords paired with, so this is a very important card. So the Five of Swords has to do with boundaries, limits, conflict, and we sometimes have to say the hard thing because the outcome is worth speaking our piece and setting our boundaries. But I'm seeing the Five of Swords. You're definitely crossing paths with someone, feeling a little bit like you're butting heads. I'm also seeing the Knight of Swords, which has to do with a short temper. Now, that may feel like road rage. For some of us women, it may feel like PMS. It's coming out of nowhere. We don't know quite where to direct it or where it's coming from. But I do see the Hierophant. Leo's learning the lessons with all of this information and starting to feel like there's a little bit more direction to it instead of feeling quite so aimless, because we do have things picking up for you when it comes to speed. I'm also seeing the Five of Swords, like I was saying, setting those boundaries. The Nine of Coins is all about decision making. So based on the decisions that you're making now, that's the course you're going to be taking in the next few weeks. You're starting to pay attention to where your foundation is laid and where the rubber meets the road. That's the Four of Wands. So it's not looking terrible, even though it feels like it. Just here, the Devil card is showing up, and that's highlighting everybody's bad habits. So don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself a little grace on that. Just know that even though you're feeling a little bit tumultuous and feeling as if there's a cage around you. If you look at this card, the Eight of Swords is all about feeling caged in, okay? But there's no lid on the box. You're just not looking creatively enough at your solutions. But I do see the Eight of Cups, Two of Cups, and the Ten of Cups, which is all about balance. Things aren't so far out of balance as you think they are. So take a deep breath. Let's take a look and see what Leo Moon has to say. Book your one-on-one karmaondeck.com. I do have some openings this weekend if you want to get at that. Let's take a look and see where your emotions are sitting. So here we go. So first thing that comes up, King of Cups. So that's another indication that Leo is feeling pretty emotional. Basically feeling as if You don't have very much to give when it comes to others looking for resources from you. Now, it's time and energy. Just don't just think that it's all money. But I do see that you're either, I'm picking up that you're being charitable right now and that you're giving quite a bit, spending a lot of time on the internet. The Emperor card is showing up, so be careful of not being too stubborn, Leo. The Emperor is telling us that you aren't consulting others when you do make decisions, and that you're not collaborating as you should and just kind of going off on your own. You've made some very major changes that's coming up, and you're kind of quitting on a lot of energy for far as it goes with things not serving you, right? I am seeing the Ace of Swords. This is all about, I'm sorry, Ace of Wands, which is all about decision making. Here's the thing for Leo. Leo's been watching and waiting, and as you're watching all these things spin out, you're starting to feel a little frustrated with the watching and waiting. Not liking, not having an answer. I am seeing you're worried about your money, and also finding a balance between being charitable or taking charity. And in that case, it just feels as if you don't like being that close to the wire. So the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups both tell us that these energies are all about emotions and feeling emotional. The other thing that's coming up for Leo is the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is all about feeling exhausted. It's like, I've done everything that I can. And sitting in that energy of realizing that there's not much more you can do, and just that restless energy is striking you now. And you're starting to feel a little bit like if you don't do something, you're going to go a little crazy. I do see the Lovers card in play for Leo. So that's kind of difficult to do with each individual dynamic with all the different signs that are in play. However, there's a lot of love energy going on for Leo. If you want to pick that apart, call me, karmaondeck.com. Let's get you scheduled and figure out what your relationships look like. But I will tell you this, Leo, your instincts are on fire right now. You do have the High Priestess. This may be something that's new for you, but the Lovers card is in play. That's not a great card. It's not a terrible card, but based on how it sits, I do see that you've kind of given up hope on some connections and walked away from them. And I'm also seeing that Leo might be playing around with looking up old flames or looking up old energy on the internet. We've got a lot of time on our hands. So if you want your one-on-one regarding your love, relationship, energy, give me a call. There's the Lovers card here and the High Priestess. Your instincts are all over the place. Your intuition is firing for sure. Let's pull, and watch out for your emotions. King of Cups usually refers to a emotional mastery, but you're going through these fluctuating phases where one minute you're emotional, the next minute you have it mastered. Just give yourself some patience, right? So let's take a look and see what Divination of the Ancients says. Where'd my deck go? For you, Leo. All right, here we go. Illumination. So here's what's true. I was reading a quote. I think Maya Angelou had said it, where she said, "No storm stays over one house forever." And Kerwin Ray said, "You can't calm the storm. You can calm yourself." The storm telling us that things will all come to light as they should and give you the information and the data that you need. Leo doesn't like not having information. Leo doesn't like having answers and knowing which direction things are going. Definitely feeling as if this is the time that things are going to start coming to light. You got a lot of decisions to make, Leo, and you don't like feeling on edge. So take a deep breath. Weather this out. You got another little bit more time before this all settles. So take a deep breath. Pay attention to your intuition. Reach out and book your appointment. Let me know. Like, subscribe, share. Catch you on the flip side. I am going to come back on after this one and do Virgo. So thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you guys next time.